of sincere hope and the persistence in the pursuit of justice. Just for a couple minutes, I'll talk about Suleiman's life, my late brother, why we are here today. I don't know if you all know about the story of Suleiman Fikiri. He was also a victim of the justice system. At the time of his death, more than a dozen guards were involved in his death as at the Central East Correctional Center, suffering from schizophrenia, rather being transferred in the hospital. According to the coroner, Suleiman's legs and his hands were tied. He was pepper sprayed. A dozen guards were involved, and there was 50 bruises, ladies and gentlemen. 50 bruises on his body. It's now 3.5 years since his death, and we continue to pursue justice. And after 3.5 years, we're still asking the same question. And for me, ladies and gentlemen, I share you the story to know the reason that we should be in more pain today is that after Suleiman's death, there should have been an Andre Campbell. There shouldn't have been a Pierre Corlion, or a Justin Saint-Amour, or a Casqueris, or an Ijaz Chaudhry. You know? This shouldn't have been, ladies and gentlemen, our pursuit of justice will remember us in our future generation when they'll say, what did this society do when injustice took effect? What did this society do when there was no accountability for people that suffer from mental illness? Brother Jermaine said that mental illness shouldn't be criminalized. That's a very simple thing, ladies and gentlemen. It should never be criminalized. People with mental illness, they should be treated with compassion, respect, and humility. Instead, they're given to their families within the confines of the justice system in body bags. In body bags. Donji was given to his family in a body bag. Ijaz Chaudhry was given to his family in a body bag. My brother was given to my family in a body bag. But ladies and gentlemen, if we're going to pursue justice, and if we're going to temper it on calling for accountability, yesterday counted, today counteth. But justice, ladies and gentlemen, should not change tomorrow. The momentum should continue. The thing that we are creating right now is a watershed moment in the history of this country. This country has a rich civic history. But ladies and gentlemen, the obligation is on your end to continue to call for justice and accountability. We have to ask ourselves a couple of fundamental questions, ladies and gentlemen. How does a 62-year-old man, a father of 4, his kids are now orphans. We say in the Arabic word miskin, someone who needs help is shot. What do you say to his 7-year-old daughter that they're not going to go out with their father or their kids? How does that happen? That happens, ladies and gentlemen, goes back to these 2 words. Lack of accountability, lack of transparency in the pursuit of justice. And if we never pursue justice, ladies and gentlemen, there will be more Ijaz Chaudhrys, there will be more Pierre Corlion, there will be more Andre Campbell, and it is up to you, ladies and gentlemen, to engage in the context of civic engagement, whatever your leaders and politicians are, or petitions, open letters. Sustain the pace in the temperament of injustice. Sustain the pace in the temperament of accountability. Because we will be judged, ladies and gentlemen, this generation, of what we do for people that's suffering with mental illness. And one last thing, ladies and gentlemen, I say this as a broken man, a man who loved his brother, who still loved him, who was my mentor, yet I was his older brother. People with mental illness, they have a story to tell. Their lives are not cheap. People with mental illness, their lives are not cheap, ladies and gentlemen. And it's your obligation, to fight. And I leave you with this quote to reflect, ladies and gentlemen. The greatest measure of a society is how a society treats its most vulnerable. Mesdames et messieurs, the greatest measure of a society is how a society treats its most vulnerable. That is up to you to change. Shukran, thank you so much.